tubes is still hanging in there. Don't forget Boston Plaster. He's pulled this out before. Iron Maiden is still in the lead. This is one hell of a race. You all get your bets in? I sure did. Remember, we've got new bots in the list for tomorrow. It's gonna be a great race. Iron Maiden in a head-to-head match. You don't want to miss this. What a race! Damn it! What is it now?
How's it going, guys? It's a final render here, and welcome to another episode of Fallout 4 Building with Mods. In this episode, we have come to one of the most unique locations of Fallout 4, that is East City Downs. East City Downs is a very unique location in the sense that it is a horse racing track that has been converted into a robot racing track. Such a cool idea that can only exist in the Fallout universe, and I think it's something that definitely needs the Building with Mods treatment. So, let's jump straight into it. And now to fix up East City Downs, I originally went into the creation kit. I wanted to actually just spawn a workshop the same way I normally would and just build within the settlement mode. However, for some reason, I wasn't actually able to get rid of an awful lot of the wooden junk fences that were around the place in the regular settlement mode. So I had to go into the creation kit and do it that way. But it also meant I could repair everything. I could repair all the beseating to make them look pre-war or even just mended. And I could also go to all of the roofs, as you can see here, and get them looking pretty darn nice and in one good solid condition. I really do enjoy going back in with the creation kit and actually repairing a lot of the places back to their original standards, because it's kind of cool to see what the buildings may have looked like before the bombs fell, because there's only a small amount of parts in Fallout 4 where we can see what looked like pre-war, such as in Sanctuary Hills for example, but here, using the creation kit, we can actually get a pretty good look as to what it actually may have looked like. And here we can see me fixing up the main building. Luckily, all the building parts actually snap together as like one giant jigsaw puzzle, and then we can actually restore this place to pretty good condition as well. I also cleaned out a lot of the inside, but I didn't replace it with anything. I wanted to leave it open for people to decorate their own decorations. I also added an extra floor so that you can go ahead and decorate an extra story if you want to. And I left all the enemies in there, I left all the NPCs, I left all the terminals, so that way if there is any kind of quest affiliation with them, they will be unaffected. But I was also able to go ahead and fix up the downstairs as well. So now we have got a pretty empty building, but it's still got all the main essentials to look okay, and it's also got plenty of space to decorate later on should you want to. I also then decided to add an actual workshop to the settlement. That way, if you download this with the creation kit, which I plan to upload, then you'll be able to actually decorate this place yourself like a regular settlement. And here I am scrapping all of the wooden areas inside the creation kit. This was the main thing, as I said, I wanted to use the creation kit for because I couldn't scrap them in the settlement mode. But now I can just go ahead and get rid of all of this wooden area so that we can have a nice big open space to work with. As I mentioned, I don't actually touch the inside of the building, the one I just repaired. I just focus on this outside area. I flatten it down to make it all nice and smooth so that we got a nice area. And also I get rid of that horrible broken sign and replace it with a brand new one so everyone knows this is the brand new East City Downs racetrack. It's open and ready for business and it's gonna be glorious. And I also decided to leave one of the buildings that was in there because there are extra robots that you can activate to join the race. So I thought I'll leave that alone, I'll just repair the roof. And I was also able to replace a lot of the tables and chairs with pre-war variants. So now they look clean as opposed to broken, because why would you want to sit on a broken chair? Go find yourself a nice chair, what can I say, you know? Go put some soap on it, you know what I mean? Make the place look good, you're gonna live here after all. And seeing as I got rid of all the wooden fences, I no longer had a way to get to the centre, so I decided to use some of these catwalks from the Pridwin to fix it up. Looks great, I think, much better than the wooden one. And here it is all restored. As we can see, it looks much more empty now, but it also looks much tidier. A lot of the rubble and everything that was broken is now gone, and we can start building with it. So we're going to start off by building some seating areas along the entire inside of the track. The kind of feel I wanted to go for is kind of like the NASCAR track, so you can see, there's normally a big area in the middle of the racetrack where you can sit down and have a party while watching the race, and also you can bring your barbecues, you can bring your tents and stuff like that. I believe you can also do that at other racetracks around the world, but the NASCAR feeling was what I was kind of going for. So here it is with all the seating. So now you can sit down pretty much anywhere around the track and you can get a pretty darn good view of all the robots running around, which is great. But if you don't get a good view, what do? Well, you need to look at a monitor, don't you? So I'm going to actually build myself a big tower. I built a tower like this in one of my other videos as well, in my Egret Tours Marina video. But I built a big tower using a lot of the concrete assets from the Wasteland Workshop, and using Settlement Objects Expansion Pack, I was able to get a cool monitor display in a little circular array, and I was able to scale that up to 5 times size, and it fits perfectly on top of the tower. It actually looks alright. Like, the textures don't look out of place or anything. It really does work well, and it's a very cool way to actually show lots of different angles of what's going on at the same time. Very cool mod. And now we're going to actually build a food area, because as I said, I want this to kind of be like a place where you kind of party and have a good time. So you need a big food court so that you can sell hot dogs and squirrels on a stick and everything else that you might find at an event like this. So using the Homemaker, we're able to get some pretty nice tables and also some really nice rugs. And I've got this really nice counter here. I have no idea what mod's that from. I'm sorry. If anyone knows what that is from, please let me know so I can add it to the description. We will add up some lights around the place and also some spotlights looking down on the racetrack at the start line. And now, there we go. Looks pretty good at night, I think. I actually had to put up some lights just so I could carry on working, but using some of the cool decorations from OCDecorator Static Loot, we have brought this little kitchen area to life, and it looks great. And now after that, I decided we needed a place for the kids to play, because I want this to be kind of a family event. It's not just about going down and drinking lots of beer and having a barbecue and watching all the robots. I want it to be a family event so that everyone can come and everyone can have fun here. So I'm going to make a little kids play park area. Using some of the cool assets that we have got, we're able to make quite a small but a pretty respectable little playground area. Most of them will be watching the robots anyway, but say if they're not too interested, they've got a little climbing frame, they've got a seesaw, they've got everything they need to keep themselves occupied while in between races, so to speak. And now, we need a little gift store, because if you're going to have a place like this, you definitely want a gift store, don't you? That's a lot of money, a lot of caps you could break in just by selling stuff to the fans. So therefore, we've got some pretty big counters, some cool neon signs, and using a technique which I did in my Brotherhood of Steel video, we are actually able to get these cabinets, and we're able to shrink down figures of robots. And these are life-size statues, but if I shrink them down, they look kind of like action figures, and I'm able to put them into the display cabinets that we get with the Contraptions DLC. And it looks really, really cool. As I said, I did this with my Brotherhood of Steel video, and it's really cool here as well to see all the cool robots on display in this little gift shop. It's kind of a gift shop slash museum kind of feel, and I really like it. I think it's cool. Maybe like all these robots behind these cabinets were previous champions of the race course. Who knows? And also, the ground is horrible. The ground is horrible, the grass is too tall, it looks dead, so I decided to actually replace the grass with all this concrete that we can get from the Northland Diggers mod, and it looks really nice now. I really wish I did this first, if I'm completely honest, then I could have snapped everything else to this floor, but it works. I think it looks pretty nice. Looks much nicer, that's for sure. And now we need a gambling area. It's a racetrack, you need some kind of gambling area, so we have got some of the little machines that you can get from the Vault-Tec workshop, and we've also got a skee ball machine, so you can throw that stuff into there. We've got law-friendly flag pack HQ to add some decorations, and we got a gambling area. Not bad, what can I say? Looks pretty darn nice, I think. It's fairly simple, there's not much to it, but it's got some nice decorations around there, and it does kind of look like a little mini casino. And now, of course, we need some cars to decorate the place, some pre-war cars. I believe these are from the Homemaker mod. Again, the idea is kind of like, if you go to a car show or something, they have lots of cars to look at on display. Maybe it's the same here, maybe they have got some pre-war cars, so when you go down to look at the robots, you can also see some cool pre-war cars that have been restored over 200 years to get them looking good. And similar kind of idea, power armor frames. Maybe you can also go down and admire some power armor sets while you go down and watch the robot races, because that's something you might be interested in. You know what I'm saying? And now here's a cool thing which I was really proud of that I managed to get working. Using the laser tripwires and some very complicated electronic setups, I was actually able to get a laser system connected to a mortar. So as soon as someone crosses the finish line, it will start to fire fireworks into the air. And not only that, but it actually resets itself, so that after 10 seconds or so of fireworks being fired into the air after someone has won the race, it will reset itself, ready for the next lap. But you know what? Why don't we test this racetrack? Oh, that was fun, wasn't it, people? Alright guys, thanks very much for watching the video. This has been the final render fixing up East City Downs with mods. I enjoyed this one actually. This one was kind of nice. It was nice to do a big open area with kind of a minimalist aesthetic to it. Normally it's quite a compact and tight settlement I'm doing, but in this case I was able to make something which still was allowed to have a lot of open space because it was a big outside environment, which was something I really enjoyed. We did some cool stuff with the decoration kit, and whilst we didn't feature too many mods, I think we picked the exact right mods in order to make this place. So remember to check out some other videos if you enjoyed this, such as the previous episode of Fallout 4 Building with Mods where we fixed up Vault 88. Remember to download the repaired East City Downs settlement, and I'll see you next time. This has been the final render, and you have been the audience. Bye bye for now.